Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome once again to yet another episode of our series of discussion wherein we are discussing messages of hope. And in today's episode, we are going to look at another aspect which will help us to deal with any kind of loss. And this is taking every possession of ours, or taking every individual member within our family, our circle of friendship, or those that are close to us, as being a loan that has been loaned to us by the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So yes, your loved one, as dear and as beloved as they may be to you, they were never actually yours. In reality, it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His sheer grace and mercy and favor, that He loaned them to you. So if a person gives you a loan, be it money or anything else, will you dispute the fact that he has the complete right to claim it back as and when he or she pleases? Obviously not. In fact, when he does take back that favor of which you were completely undeserving, then instead of feeling bitter and unhappy, you will actually be extremely grateful to the person for allowing you to enjoy the favor until this time. In the same manner, your loved one belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and was only loaned to you by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now, when Allah Ta'ala has taken back what belonged to him at a time when he felt was right, then instead of complaining and grumbling and objecting, you should be extremely grateful to the Almighty Allah Ta'ala for affording you the opportunity to enjoy this bounty until now. Only out of His sheer grace and mercy did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them to you. When the beloved child of Sayyidina Abu Talha radiallahu ta'ala anhu passed away, his wife Sayyida Sulaim radiallahu ta'ala anha broke the news to him by reminding him of this very same reality. She said to him, "O Abu Talha, tell me, if some people loaned an item of theirs to a household and thereafter asked the household to return it, would the household have the right to withhold the item?" Sayyidina Abu Talha radiallahu ta'ala anhu replied that no, they don't have any right to withhold back that item. And Sayyida Sulaim radiallahu anha then said, "Hope for a reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on account of the passing away of your son. Allah Ta'ala had loaned him to us and now taken him back." This is as recorded in the hadith in Sahih Muslim and also in Fathul Bari. And we learn again of an incident among the Banu Israel, the children of Israel or the Israelites, that there was a man who was blessed with the knowledge of deen and would exert himself in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This man had a wife whom he loved very deeply. When she passed away, the man was so grieved, he was so devastated and affected that he went into seclusion in a room. He locked the door and he completely refrained from meeting people. And in this way, no person could enter into the room and meet him. Eventually, a woman who had heard of this man and the tragedy which he had suffered, she came to his home, and she said, there is a certain mas'ala or question that I need to ask him, and I have to ask him this question directly. And when the people at his home left, she did not move away from the door, insisting that it was necessary for her to speak to him. So a person of the household said to the man who had locked himself, to that man, there is a woman who wishes to ask you a question. However, she insists that she must speak to you directly. All the other people have departed, but she refuses to leave. The man relented and said, allow her to enter. Let her enter. On entering, the woman said to him, I have come to ask you a question. The man asked, what is your question? She replied, I borrowed some jewelry from my neighbor. I continued to wear the jewelry and lent it to others for a lengthy period. Eventually, they sent a message to me, requesting me to return the jewelry to them. Should I return it to them? That was the question. That was the mas'ala. The man replied, yes, by Allah. The woman responded, but it remained with me for so long. The man said, that is all the more reason for you to return it to them when they were so kind to you and lent it to you for such a lengthy period. When the man said this, the woman responded, may Allah have mercy on you. Are you continuing to grieve over that wife which Allah Ta'ala lent to you and then took back from you? Whereas he is more rightful of her than you, as she belongs to him. This statement served to open the man's eyes, allowing him to see the reality of his situation. And thus the woman's advice benefited him and changed his perspective, helping him to overcome his grief. This incident is related in the Muwatta of Imam Malik in number 811. So, when you hear the devastating news of the loss of your loved one, most probably your first reaction was to exclaim, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Mubarak to you. Good news to you. Blessings upon you. What an excellent way of responding. However, it is possible that at that time you just recited these words as a routine. Thus, now it is for you to deeply ponder over its profound meaning. In reality, these words are a profound formula for peace, solace, and comfort. Before explaining its amazing meaning, recite these words once more, sincerely from the bottom of your heart. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We certainly belong to Allah, and to Him we are bound to return. Now, ponder over what you are saying. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the ability to think deeply over these statements rather than merely uttering them. Until we meet again in the next episode, جعلنا الله وإياكم من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه وأشكركم على حسن استماعكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.